Whoa! Look at all these leaves! I go away for a couple weeks and come back, and the whole world has become amazingly gorgeous emerald green leaves. This is beautiful. Yes, hello ladies. Hello. How are you guys doing? Were you good for the birdie babysitter while I was gone? Chickenberry, you didn't throw any wild parties, did you? Chips was very concerned about that. Very concerned indeed. Even my petunias are having a party. Look at this. Oh, they're so beautiful. Wow, and there's even more little blossoms coming in on the top. You guys look like little gemstones. Oh, this is so exciting. There's even more that are gonna bloom back here. Look at how big it's gotten. It totally didn't let my lettuce grow whatsoever, so I don't have lettuce to eat now that I'm back. But I have beautiful petunias to enjoy. Oh, they're so pretty. Hey guys, I am back. I am back in my leafy green office, which is surrounded by a much higher quantity of giraffes, plants, and birds than I remember, which means that it's kind of like walking through a beautiful museum and garden and like a playground for myself all at once. Those are really wonderful feelings to have about your home, and I am so happy to be back and so happy to be surrounded with the greenery and so happy to finally have returned to somewhere where I can take all of the creativity and excitement that has been bubbling up over the last couple weeks and do something with it and create again. Oh my gosh, I thought I was gonna explode with the desire to just sit down and tell a story and create and to grab you guys and be like, okay, so my imagination says I think piranha plants probably would do best in this habitat. But what do you guys think? I thought I was going to like just burst into pieces with all of the contained storytelling desire by the time our trip was over. So, oh, it's such a relief to be home and back in my leafy green office and able to talk to you guys and full of adventures and plans. And also a lot of stuff that's going to be happening this summer that I want to keep you guys in the loop on, because it's really amazing to see how we have been able to create our community around so many of our adventures, but it's also very much affected by what's going on in my life. So it's nice to keep you guys in the loop on what's going on and what's happening, like a cross-country move that's coming up. Well, to get to that in a second. So in case you guys didn't know, I have actually been gone for over 2 weeks while Chips and I were in North Carolina getting ready to find our new home. We are indeed going to be moving from Ann Arbor, Michigan, the beautiful city of trees, to a place outside of Raleigh in North Carolina, in case you guys are familiar with that area. Very pretty, very full of plants this time of year. Highly approve. We did actually live there 3 years ago. So if you guys have been around that long, you'll be familiar with the area that we are moving back to, because I had so many beautiful lake walk vlogs. I found tiny frogs as small as my pinky thumbnail, or pink, well, this is my thumbnail, this is my pinky nail. There we go. I guess I found frogs the size of both of those. So I found tiny frogs in North Carolina. The blue heron that I would go and follow around the lake again and again. That's the place we're moving back to. Not that exact place, but in that area. And we're gonna be there for a year to be able to visit with family, which is what we have been also doing for the last couple weeks. We went to find a new home. I am happy to say it was a success, and I will be sharing the transition to our new leafy green office and how nervous I kind of am about that, because we've had such a great time here, but we're gonna do good. We're gonna take all of the great times that we had here and be able to transplant them in our new home in North Carolina. I know it can happen. I'm probably gonna make a lot of vlogs about the behind the scenes of making it happen for sure. And we also spent time up in the mountains, which I'm so excited to share more of the pictures and videos I got when we were up there too. The mountains of North Carolina are where I fell in love with chips, and it is always a special place for me to return to. So the last couple of weeks have been really fantastic for finding our new home, being able to spend some time with family, celebrating with them the fact that Chips has passed a huge stage of getting his candidacy exam wrapped up with his PhD. He's transitioning into writing his dissertation soon, which I don't really know what that means. These are all fancy words that I've just learned to repeat and nod. But I imagine it has something to do with writing paperwork that will stack up to the ceiling around our home. So I'm expecting a lot of that coming up in the coming years. But all of that is to say, I was away, and if you were wondering what was going on with the videos or if certain series were missing, that's why. It was kind of a big thing to get ready for, like, finding a new home and needing to move in a month, which is going to be happening, and to really just take time out to give the love of my life the celebration that he deserved for accomplishing something so big. And it was really wonderful to walk through those mountains and remember how excited I was those first few hikes we went on, and how in awe I was of the ferns that grow up to your waist and the wildflowers that are just sprawling across valleys through these mountains, and the little creeks and the waterfalls that show up around these moss-covered boulders. It's really a magical place, and when we were back there again, I remembered that magic, and I remembered falling in love with him there and falling in love with a part of myself that I didn't know existed yet until I was in those mountains there. And of course that filled me up with tons and tons of excitement, and I started getting really antsy to be able to create and come back to you guys. So yes, I was away. I'm now overflowing with eagerness to create some adventures, because I also realized while we were on that amazing adventure with our family that people have a lot of different interests. And not everybody, even those I love, share the same interest as me of kind of getting down into the dirt and going, if these squirrels broke themselves up into little clans of animals, I wonder what they would eat. What would their habits be? If we had warrior cats for squirrels, I wonder what would their squirrel code be? Something about do not steal the nuts of another? And there wasn't really anyone else to like kind of get into that creative, imaginative bubble with me. And it made me go, this is why our community is so important. Because when you don't have other people to share that like just raw passion and excitement with, it makes you feel a little self-conscious. You're like, is my creativity too much? Am I being a little silly with my imagination here? No one else is like jumping up and down and pointing at this mountain laurel and going, it's the most beautiful flower I have seen. Oh my gosh, that was me. And when everyone else is like, yes, it's very pretty, and they mean it sincerely, but you kind of want your like jump up and down buddy. I was like, oh, that's what our community is. Of course. Except for imagination and storytelling and nature and all of the things that I adore. And I realized how wonderful it is to have this space. And that was my mountain trip. So it was really fantastic. Falling in love and remembering the absolutely unrivaled beauty of having a place, a community that you can come in, and even if you're a shy introvert like me, you can come into it and you can at least feel that the things that you're passionate about and interested in are interesting, and other people celebrate them too, and that means that you can dive in and celebrate it with as much excitement as you want. So yes, oh my gosh, okay. But that was my mountain trip. I have a lot more to share with you guys from that trip because I was diligent with the camera. Managed to snag some pretty good pictures of a pileated woodpecker, if you don't mind me saying. Pretty proud of that. But pretty good, it's still pretty blurry because pileated woodpeckers are an endangered species of woodpecker that really resist my attempts to take a decent picture of them. But I do have some wildlife vlogs that I will hope to share with you guys in the future. Some rambling vlogs that I want to share over on the vlog channel, talking about what it was like to be there and how it feels if you're like a little bit more on the older level, you know how like moving and trying to work at the same time goes. And if you're also a creative person and you also create things, do you guys ever get nervous? Like, actually, I'm kind of nervous. I'm so excited for this move on one level, and then I'm kind of nervous. So I would actually really appreciate hearing from you guys in the comments if you also get nervous when you know you've done something amazing. You've accomplished something fantastic. And now you need to move away from the environment where you accomplished that fantastic thing and try to do more fantastic things in a new place. Have you guys ever gotten nervous about that? Because I'll talk about that in some other times, and we'll kind of work through it together, probably mostly on the blog channel. But I know that as excited as I am for this move, I'm also kind of nervous. The last 3 years here, we passed our first 100,000 community members and then surpassed that quite a bit. We really developed so many of our stories and the styles that we tell things in. We really became kind of what you can recognize as our community in the last 3 years in this room. And I know that I want to be able to continue to make this space grow for years and years and years to come. If anything else, just because I think I'm going to explode if I'm ever so in love and so excited out in the natural world again, which basically is any time that's not winter for me, and I don't have somewhere to share that excitement with, I'm just going to like explode. So I will always have this space, and I want to continue working on it for years to come. But if you've ever done something really amazing and you know you need to do the amazing thing again, but you also need to do it in a new place, how do you balance that? Because I know that a lot of people will say, it's in you, it's not in the space. And I just really need that like affirmation. So I would love to hear how you handle that too, because that's coming up. And that's actually what I wanted to kind of wrap this update vlog up on. So that's where I've been, what I've been up to. It's been just like something out of a storybook to be back there. And now that I'm back, it's time to look at the challenges, the exciting adventures that are coming up in the next few months. And I do mean exciting adventures in our stories as well, because I am really excited to get back into our stories. I have so many ideas for niche challenges. I really, really, really want to see the moon mother bat be born. Oh my gosh. So yeah, niche, I definitely have a priority of trying to make that come back. While I was in the mountains, one night, we were all sitting out looking at the stars and talking about the beauty of space. And I was rocking in a rocking chair, staring at the stars. It had to be after midnight. And like a bolt of lightning from the sky, I suddenly had 2.5 seasons worth of Warrior Cat's plot just unfold in my mind. And it's still there. So I have a lot of excitement to like take those things and turn them into stories and adventures coming up in the future. But there's gonna be some big adventures in my real life, like, well, all of it's my real life. That's kind of the unique thing about doing this. You and I in this space are my personal life and my heart kind of unfolded out and made into a garden that I gather up my courage and share with everyone. That's what these adventures in this place is to me. It's not really like a YouTube channel, it's not really like a business or any of those things anymore. It's become kind of the garden of my heart, where I gather up my courage and I try to rise to the best of myself, be it my creative ideas or my ability to express myself to others, or just overcoming stage fright and burnout and doubt and trying to lead by example with being really enthusiastic with joy. That's what this space is for me. And we're going to be growing it for years to come. And I don't remember how I got on this tangent, but I'm really happy. But when it comes to when it comes to creating adventures here, my life also impacts what you see. So I really appreciate your guys' patience as I get ready to move at the end of June. And I also entertain some family through June and July. My little sister is going to be coming up to see my home here in Michigan. Literally as we're leaving it, we actually planned the trip for her to come and visit me before we knew we were even moving or gonna have to move. So yeah, she gets to come. I'm gonna try to keep the whole place looking like it has looked for 3 years. For one day, give her the grand tour, and then my sister will hopefully be enlisted into helping me pack. So there's that. Also, if you guys have some fun ideas over different things that I could possibly record with my little sister, I would love to hear them, because she very innocently said that she would love to see what it's like for me to record and edit videos. So I immediately went, oh, am I gonna drag her into playing Overcooked with me? I have not had anybody to record Overcooked with, and I love that game, so that would be really fun. I don't think she's ever played either, so it would be like literally throwing her into the fire. Also, I thought it would be fun to play maybe some Sims 4 with her and see how she could control her sim for a day, because I don't think she's ever played Sims 4. And if you guys have other ideas that you think would be really fun for me to be able to share what we do here with my sister, I would really love that. So, oh, maybe we could run a niche tribe together. That would be kind of fun. Maybe we could just see like success or failure of the niche tribe as we take turns making decisions, and I like don't tell her what I think she should do. Maybe there's a lot of, or maybe I could let her just pick the genes. She doesn't even know much about it, so imagine how cute that would be. Okay, yeah, if you guys have ideas, I would love to hear them. If you guys have ideas of how to handle leaving one creative space to go create a new one and try to continue to create the awesomeness. Whoa, I'm so nervous, but we'll talk about that later. Oh yeah, and all of this to say, so what's been happening with the adventures that you currently see? All of that, all of the busyness that I've been doing and getting ready for the move. But what will be happening with the adventures is that I do have several things planned. I know it's not obvious just yet. I'm still learning to doggy paddle. I hoped that I could swim like an elegant dolphin through the seas of being consistent and organized. It turns out when you run so many series at once, right now, I jumped into the waters of trying to keep good notes, be consistent with the schedule, and I haven't quite gotten to where I want to go yet, but I'm learning to doggy paddle. So hang in there, guys, while I do that, to try to get the series that we have going or had going resumed again until they reach a natural conclusion of some kind, even if it's just a hiatus for a bit. And I do have plans for making this summer really fun. I can't make any promises because of how busy everything's going to be, but I can say I have been dreaming of warrior cats yet again. That may be a little ambitious. It might need to wait until I finish the move because roleplay everything, it takes longer. I also have been thinking about Spore again because something about summer makes me want to play Spore, and I have been thinking about banana as a Spore creature. We might try that out. I have also been remembering Strangerville. I haven't forgotten things. It's just trying to pull them all onto my plate can be very tricky. So I don't want to name too many things and like, oh, there's a gigantic robin flying towards my window. That was cool. So I don't want to name too many things and get hopes up, but I want to reassure you guys that the love, the creativity, the imagination is all right here and overflowing, and I need an outlet for it, like stat. So, okay, yeah, that's all of the stuff that's coming up. I know I didn't really name specific series that I plan on doing or that I plan on making happen because I don't want to give you guys any false promises or get your hopes up and then get really busy because that's really stressful for everybody involved. But I can promise you that I am looking at some of our older series like Pokemon Eevee. I need to wrap that up before we move on to Sword and Shield. I'm looking at some new series just to kind of give us something fresh and delightful to try out. I'm really excited for Planet Zoo and a Zoo Planet even. Is it Planet Zoo? Zoo Planet, yeah, Zoo Planet. And I'm keeping an eye on that while also looking at the older Zoo Tycoons. Our Zoo Crafting and Star Stable adventures are nice and steady, along with Dragonville World, which probably has new dragons by now. And I am looking to bring in fresh things. I'm looking to bring in deeper things. I'm looking to bring in light and funny things. I'm looking to just make it so that we're happy here in this sort of garden of my imagination, and that it can be a place that can inspire you, whatever your preference, for being able to have the reassurance that yes, it's a wonderful thing to invest in your own imagination. Yes, it's a wonderful thing to create. And yes, it can be a great thing and do amazing things to share those creations too, even if you're really nervous and shy sometimes, like me too. So alright guys, I hope that kind of, if not gives you the exact details of what to expect for the schedule over the next couple months, will let you know where my heart is and what's going on. I've really not been vlogging as much as I wanted to be able to bring you guys into the more intimate day-to-day details of what goes on. I hope to do that, because it's a fantastic thing to have a creative life, and it also can be a really challenging thing to look at really big things like moving across the country, or look at really big things like a super ambitious schedule of almost 250 videos you want to do in 2.5 months on top of a move. It can be tricky, and also I do want to start using the vlog channel as a place to kind of talk about the bigger things for those of you who are perhaps among the deeper thought thinking. I don't want to say like older or more mature, because the older I get, the more I realize that maturity has almost nothing to do with age by a certain point, and everything to do with challenging yourself, and everything to do with growing into yourself and being true to yourself. But I want to talk more about those things too on the vlog channel with a lot of depth to it, because if those of you who have been around for a while, especially those of you who are adults who have also faced burnout, you'll probably notice that things are getting better for me. A year ago this time, I was heading into yet another huge burnout crash, trying to tackle everything, and now I'm able to stand here and bounce on my feet and be happy and joyful and really know myself better than I ever have before. And I just want to say that to let those of you who also want those things, who were like me looking for those things, know that it may be imperfect, because many things are, but I will be trying to share my path from there to here, and just my thoughts on where I want to go in life, especially with Chips and I looking at moving to Taiwan and Japan for a year, like each in the coming years, over on the vlog channel too, because it's really wonderful to be able to just talk to you guys sometimes too. But I'm going to go ahead and eat the delicious breakfast that Chips has made for me and get to work on our adventures, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.